again. I was looking for my blue-green cup, but then it was that a viewer sent me, because I think the color's pretty, kind of a, I don't know, deep blue-green, if you will. And I said, let's just grab one of these from the set. I said, what the heck, let's grab a coffee with Ken mug. Good morning, Chip, how are you? Got everything fairly clean. It's nice to start with a clean kitchen. Start your day with a made bed, a clean kitchen, clean home, hot pot of coffee, clean apartment, tired body. Don't know if it's going to be a beautiful sunrise or not. I guess it is a beautiful sunrise. Because I was looking too hard to find the lack of beauty in it. And it's pretty. It's going to be a warm day, though, I think. Whoa, what's going on? Why is it so hazy? I guess that's what was confusing me, the haze. Maybe it's just the way the light is refracting. I think that might be the word from the clouds out there. Something, it's kind of got a hazy look to it. So let me know if it drives you crazy. Oh, Chip's off work. I'm not sure, Chip. Don't start me with the gimbal. I've tinkered. I have tinkered. I've always heard of Tinker Bell all my life. We've all known who Tinker Bell was, but only till my older girls got to the age that we started watching those fairy movies about Tinker Bell and the other fairies did I understand why she was named Tinker Bell. It's because she's like a mechanic, kind of. She's not really a mechanic, but she fixes things and makes things. That's why she's Tinker Bell. You know, I had no idea. I just thought it was her name, Tinker Bell. But apparently in fairyland, there's all sorts of fairies with different gifts, and some, I don't really remember because it's been a few years since I watched a fairy movie, but I think there's some that are really good with animals, some that might be good with weather or something like that. And there's some that are tinkers. And she's a tinker fairy. That's why she's called Tinker Bell. Yeah, Julie, I had no idea. I just thought that was kind of a cute name. But then you watch the fairy movies and you learn things you never would have known before. Are we talking about fairy movies? Yes. Yes, we are talking about fairy movies. They're actually pretty good. I don't know if they're done by Disney, but there's several that are real good. It's fun when you have little ones that are, I remember watching like Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and the Electric Company and Zoom growing up as a little one. And they, you know, they're still putting out nice, cool new shows. I work with, no, it was last year. I worked at Yellowstone as a waiter with a lot of younger people that were probably early 20s. Roughly the age of my oldest one, who's now 19. And we used to watch a show called The Wiggles, which is like an Australian show with, at the time, it had 4 men wearing weird colored shirts with weird personalities. And they had a song in it called Fruit Salad, Yummy, Yummy. And there were more words to it, but that's the only thing I can remember. And at Yellowstone, we served fruit salad. So occasionally I'd need to get a scoop of the fruit salad and I'd yell, fruit salad, and all the kids would yell, yummy, yummy. from the song. So yeah. Hello, Big Mayo, and good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It's 6:37. It is July 5th. Happy Saturday. I hope y'all had a wonderful 4th of July and a safe one as well. And I mean, if you're watching, you probably got home safe, and hopefully you had a nice day with your family or by yourself. Or I think I have a viewer on who's struggling a little bit with some stuff, and was saying yesterday how much she hates the holidays, being alone. And I think even when I was just describing that, my imaginary scene of what being out for the holidays is like, I was picturing blankets and families watching fireworks or barbecues, or and the holidays aren't like that for everybody. My viewer yesterday was bummed about it and sad about it and has gone through some stuff, but I think you can find joy. Maybe that's part of what this show's about, finding joy alone and not in a traditional family setting, maybe. So anyway, where was I? Oh, happy Saturday. Yeah, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. Good morning, Wattage. Good morning, Happy Beater. The show I've been doing for quite some time. A show about me talking. Somebody's asking Ukraine or Russia. I've talked a lot about that, so I'm not going to talk anymore. But I'll just say, and this is more of a statement about the news than anything, is that war still going on? You know, and I'm not trying to belittle what's happening over there, but the news cycle and the news coverage is such. I think the news is getting bored with the Ukraine-Russia story. So when Trump instituted tariffs, or we bombed Iran or whatever, the news was hungry for another story. So they put the Ukraine-Russia war on the back burner. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. Show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing the ups and downs we have in life a little bit. Kind of just sharing. Ah! But for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this early hour. My hope is, gotta remember what kind of coffee I made. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Feels good. It's the Black Rifle hazelnut coffee. It's nice. Oh, I think I'm going to give Black Rifle some more tries. It's earned it. Has earned it. Good morning, Opal. How are you today? How are you today? How are y'all today? How you feeling? How'd you sleep? You excited about your day? Feeling good about your morning, your cup of coffee, the sunrise? For me, the farmer's market that's going to be going on outside, and I don't know, what time does the farmer's market start? What time do farmer's markets start? I would imagine they start pretty early. When did the farmer's markets canceled today because it was 4th of July yesterday? I don't know. But I don't see any cars gathering. But maybe it just doesn't start at 7 o'clock or so. We shall see. We shall see. How was work yesterday? How was work yesterday? Oh, it was pretty good. It was long. It was long. It was pretty good. It's kind of what it was. It's kind of the phase of life I'm at right now. And I talk a lot on this show about getting better in areas of your life. And I kind of gotten financially in some trouble over the last, I don't know, it was a process. I can't put a time on it, but I'd certainly got myself in some financial straits and have needed to dig myself out of it. And because of that, I'm working at 2 jobs and trying to transition from one to the other. But because I'm transitioning, I'm still working both and doing a lot of hours. But work was good. It was all right. I mean, would have been probably nice to be on a boat water skiing, but I don't even know if I like water skiing that much, come to think of it. You used to be able to water ski all right. I don't think I do it anymore. I might do it on 2, but I don't think I try and get up on 1 anymore. I think I'd hurt myself. I think I would hurt myself. What do I do for work? If I don't mind you asking. I don't mind you asking. This show's just gotten to the point where I have a lot of people watching. And when people find out where I work, I don't know, you put stuff out there on social media and there's weird people out there that'll start calling your company and harassing them and trying to get you fired. So I gotta keep where I work kind of quiet. How do I like orange juice with pulp? I mean, I don't really desire the pulp in the orange juice. Maybe if it was like freshly squeezed in a real small glass. I guess I had some orange juice when I was staying in the hotel for the continental breakfast. But I've gotten so far away from glasses of juice, where it used to seem like a regular part of life. Is that because our idea of nutrition has changed? That we don't talk about the 4 food groups anymore? Don't get me started on scientists or science. Do not get me started. But Chip, you know what I'm saying? You said it's so bad, it's all sugar. But you know, when you and I were children, it was supposed to be good and we were supposed to have big glasses of orange juice. What is my name? My name's Ken Tracy. Chip, you know what I'm saying, and Julie, you certainly remember. We drank a lot more juice as kids. We thought it was satisfying one of the 4 food groups. I mean, I think we need the vitamin C. And I mean, there is a nice feeling, especially if you have a sore throat when you're drinking grapefruit or juice, and it coats your throat a little bit and kind of takes the pain away. But yeah, we all drink juice every day. And now the science has changed, as science has a tendency to. They still teach the 4 food groups in school. I don't think they see that they do teach the 4 food groups in school, Genghis Khan. Yeah, I don't think they do teach the 4 food groups. I was married to a dietitian, and that changed. That's how we got milk, a government subsidies plan. You love orange juice. I mean, I don't mind drinking it, but it's not supposed to be super healthy for you. It's the food pyramid now. Yeah, we don't teach the 4 food groups, Genghis Khan. I think, Genghis, you might not have school-age kids. Makes me wonder about you, Genghis. I was married to a dietitian, yeah. But yeah, when we were little, all they talked about was the 4 food groups. And you needed like 2 servings of wheat, like bread, pancakes, things like that. 3 servings of meat, 4 fruits and vegetables, and 3 dairy products or something like that. And that was the focus of our diet. When's the last time you heard that? You know, now people don't even eat bread or wheat products. We have keto and carnivore and what have you. Hey Chip, can you tell me how long Genghis Khan has had an account? My weight loss theory with my dietitian ex-wife. Yeah. What does she think of it? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. It's not a theory. It works. It's not a theory. It works. What is my favorite viewer question to answer? I mean, that's a good one right there. Well, I'd say my favorite. Somebody asked me why I looked so much like Bruce Willis yesterday. I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, I've answered what type of coffee I drank too often, or how I like my coffee, or why do I drink it black. What advice would I give to my 20-year-old self? Just keep rocking. You're doing great. I don't think it'd be advice as much as encouragement. I think you energize other people and you're helping them out. And you tell, because they're going to need to trip and fall, whether it's me or you or we were 20 or 15 or whatever. We're going to need to trip and fall and learn our lessons. And some old person talking to some young person, unless the young person seeking the advice isn't going to listen. So I'd encourage me at 20 to rock and roll and do the best I can and keep moving forward and keep on keeping on and keep being better. Let's see. You would tell your 20-year-old self to slow down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I understand you say that, but if your 20-year-old self suddenly slowed down a little bit, you wouldn't learn what you've learned. Does that make sense? And I think it's important in life to learn our lessons. And sometimes the best way to learn your lesson is to fall on your face. Hungry Garfield says, progress certainly isn't always as linear as we'd like it to be. Sexy Lady says she would have divorced sooner. Well, I guess once you commit to the divorce, you'd probably like to wrap it up as soon as possible, I guess. Somebody says, don't get married again. Yeah, Big Mayo, that's what I say. Big Mayo said my 20-year-old self wouldn't listen to me. What 20-year-old self would listen to you? You're supposed to be you. I mean, Big Mayo, I honestly don't think you should listen to me unless you want to. But again, I talk about it a lot. Unsolicited advice, usually goes in one ear, out the other, and it probably should, because we haven't walked in those shoes. I mean, in this case, we actually have walked in those shoes if we're talking to our 20-year-old self. You married to try and change him, and that was a mistake. It's probably a mistake a lot of us make, Sexy Lady. We see aspects of somebody that we find appealing, attractive, whatever. And we go, well, if they just weren't this, and maybe with a little bit of me, they'll stop doing this. And that's not fair to them or fair to anything, because they're not going to change unless they want to. Funk Oh Man says, you create the narrative yourself from the advice given from others. I found for me, I ended up trying to do what other people told me or follow a path that others paved, and I thought that was a mistake for me. James puts it differently, you can't trust no one. It's not that you can't trust them, it's just they don't know what your destiny holds. For me, I probably didn't need to become a stockbroker or get maybe married or rush, or I should have learned to be okay with where I was and who I was as a person before trying to get married and finding happiness in marriage or in a family. Your ex was very handsome, but not a good person. If I could do college over, what would I study? I don't know. I don't think I'd do college over. I think for me, I don't want to be an employee or a corporate worker or wear a suit or have a 9-to-5 job. I just don't. I don't think it's for me. I enjoyed college. It was a neat experience. I'm glad I can talk about it, but I think for me, I probably wouldn't go to college. I'd start diving into my own spirit, which probably at 18 would have been, I probably would have got a waiter job or something. If I could and then dive into myself and work on myself and start trying to start businesses, find out what my passion was at that time. It started improving myself and started working on myself in all sorts of ways. But when you go to college, you're kind of, especially today, you're going to start in a deep hole and financially, and that's not a great place to start from. Somebody says they'd focus more on learning than on grades. But what do you learn in class? I mean, I learned stuff. I learned things. It's not like I didn't learn them. What you didn't do much of maybe was experience the real world, but maybe that's okay. Maybe you're there to party and become a drunk. Maybe I was there to party and become a drunk. and to chase other dreams, you know? You get out of school what you put in. Hmm. Oh, it's good. Yeah, well, we got a great audience today. We got 19 thumbs up. It's not even 7 in the morning. Sun's coming up. My gimbal is kind of working fairly well. I don't see much hustle and bustle out there. Makes me feel the farmer's market's closed today. Means my morning's a little more free than what I expected. Hello, sweet. How are you? Hello, Undersky. I got a lot of people hopping on. 48 people watching, 23 thumbs up. Who knows how many subscribers we picked up today? I don't even know. It's probably good to not know where I am on a daily basis with subscribers. I think I'm in the 8300s. I know for me, in every aspect of my life, I would track it too closely. Like keep track of how many reps I did on the bench press, or keep track of my weight, or how much money I have, and things take time, and content creation takes time. And I just keep going live and don't even look at my subscriber total, but I will. But if I don't for a month, in a month it'll be, I don't know, 700 more, and I'll be over 9,000. That'd feel good. But when you watch everything day by day, you know, the number of reps, the weight, the bank account, can be frustrating. Who is my favorite boxer? Who is my favorite boxer? I mean, I think the most impactful boxer in my lifetime was Mike Tyson. I mean, I'm not saying he's always been, I mean, none of them are perfect. But it'd be hard for me to not think Mike Tyson. I want to say Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, I think was a beast. You know, there's a lot of ones that I never really got into the Manny Pacquiao's or the Floyd Mayweathers, the lighter weights. I was always kind of into heavyweights for whatever reason. Hello, Tanya. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back. Thunderlips. Thunderlips wasn't a boxer. He was a pro wrestler. Oh, Genghis Khan says the farmer's market starts at 8 a.m. The Museum of Art offers free entry the first Saturday of every month. Unfortunately, the Museum of Art moved. I don't know where they are anymore, but it used to be right at the base or in a building right at Appleton, or excuse me, at Houdini Plaza. Oh yeah, I said Houdini Plaza. Houdini's from Appleton. You know who else is from Appleton? The actor that played the Green Goblin and also played Elias in the movie Platoon. I know, Chip, you haven't seen him. What's the actor's name? Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. No, but Thunderlips was not a boxer played by Hulk Hogan, Undersky. He wasn't a boxer, he was a pro wrestler then. I know who he was. But he wasn't a boxer, it was Rocky was fighting Thunderlips, the wrestler. Matt Acoustic says Joe Frazier's definitely underrated. I don't know that he is. I understand Muhammad Ali says that. But you watch the 2 or 3 times that George Foreman boxed Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier got beaten like a drum. He had no chance. They were some of the most lopsided whoopings you'll ever see. It makes me almost think, and this is going to be sacrilege, that Ali is a little overrated because he had 3 legendary fights with Joe Frazier. And maybe Joe Frazier wasn't even that good. Excuse me. And I know that's sacrilegious to say because Muhammad Ali, who I have met, is such a icon in the world. But yeah, I mean, seriously, George Foreman beat Frazier senseless. Frazier had no chance against George Foreman. I think George Foreman was underrated. I think had he not lost to Ali in the Rumble from the Jungle, he might have gone down as one of the greatest boxers of all time. I mean, he won the heavyweight championship, I think, when he was like 50. Didn't he? Was Joe in his prime at the time when he fought Foreman? Yeah, they were both, it was early 70s. It was the same time he was fighting Ali. I mean, somebody can Google it, but it was the same time period. It was, yeah, right, I don't know, 74 or something like that. Did George Foreman die? Don't joke about that. He seemed like such a nice man in his age, but he was quite scary as a younger man. He did? Oh, did he just die? When did George Foreman die? I didn't know that at all. So, sounds like we do have the farmer's market today. I was thinking I had all this extra time. Somebody said a free morning isn't free. We earn it by working hard or something like that. And maybe that's true. That is true. I mean, I worked all day yesterday. Working tonight, working all day tomorrow, working Monday. I have 2 days off this week, but they're not really super special days off. In the last 3 weeks, I think I've had 2 days off. And one of them, I drove down to Chicago to take care of some business. March 21st. Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't really know. I didn't know. I didn't even hear that. Have you really been far even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Linda, you're going to have to narrow that question down. I really don't know what you're talking about. There's such a thing as super special days off? Well, I promise you, my day off 2 weeks ago when I drove down to Chicago to take care of some stuff wasn't my most glorious day off. It was a lot of driving for something that wasn't super pleasant. So that might have been important, but it wasn't, you know, a day off when you're, I don't know, going fishing or golfing seems a whole lot more fun. Hello, Angela. Coach Will owns his business. You have to force yourself to take days off. Yeah, Coach Will. I kind of feel I own my business too. I can work almost as much as I want. I make fairly decent money. And when I'm not working, I can also pour myself into content creation. Yeah, so it's hard to have quiet days or days where you golf or fish or do whatever you like to do. Did I finalize that business? No, I did not finalize that business. I moved that business along. I mean, I wouldn't say I moved it. The business got moved along. I attended the business and it got moved along. And we're in another phase of it coming up this week. So I get to drive down to Chicago again. Why did somebody bring up Willem Dafoe? Well, because he's from Appleton, Wisconsin. Why wouldn't I bring up Willem Dafoe? Coach Will, I am working 2 jobs. I'm trying to transition to the second job, but it's been hard to. But I think things happen for a reason. Job number 2 is booked out, is fully staffed, I guess, for a couple months in advance. I can pick up shifts, if you will, at job number 2, but it's hard to pick up shifts when you're working full-time at job number 1. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out how to transition smoothly without losing any revenue and not ruffle any feathers. And you never know when you need to. I enjoyed job 1. I'm good at it. They like me. Pays pretty well. If I work every minute, I can cover my expenses, and I'm thankful for that because there's been lots of times that I haven't been able to. But when I'm full-time there, I can cover my expenses and my financial responsibilities. Willem Dafoe is a phenomenal actor. Yeah. He's kind of a creepy actor, a little bit. He was really good as the Green Goblin, actually, in Batman. He was a good bad guy. He was kind of the good guy in Platoon. Oh. Michael Madsen. No, they didn't allow us to go overtime, Genghis Khan. He has the best facial expressions, says Mad Acoustic, Willem Dafoe. I don't know that they're really expressions. I mean, maybe, but he's got such an interesting face. I wonder how he feels about me. I mean, he probably isn't watching today, although maybe he is. Maybe he loves my show. Maybe he loves Coffee with Ken and he knows this cool bald dude from Appleton, Wisconsin, his hometown, does a Coffee with Ken show. But I wonder how he'd feel about me describing his face as interesting. You know what I mean? I mean, okay, ladies, is Willem Dafoe handsome? His face is character. Oh, Hateful Eight was good. But is Willem Dafoe handsome? I mean, I bet he's handsome in a kind of unique way, like a lot of models, a lot of like women models, they're striking and they have like interesting bone structure, but I wouldn't say and I don't want to misuse the term, like classically beautiful, like, yeah, they're strikingly beautiful, if that makes sense. Women, Willem Dafoe. I don't know. Not really, says Julie Flanagan. I thought you'd give it to me straight. Do I think I am more handsome than Dafoe? Well, I haven't even decided if Dafoe is handsome or he's just striking looking. He's definitely striking looking. If he committed a crime and you saw him like rob a bank or something like that, and then he was put in a lineup, and I was like having to say it was that guy or that guy or that guy, I could pick him out of a lineup all day because he's very unique looking. You know what I mean? Opal thinks he's very attractive. Yeah, no, I mean, I could see it. And do you know what I mean? Like, in a model sort of way, like he's got interesting features. Like, who's got interesting features? Like, I think Uma Thurman, for instance, is very model-esque looking. He's no Brad Pitt. Well, I mean, again, it's not fair, Brad Pitt. We shouldn't talk about him anymore. Yeah. He has strong facial features. He definitely does. Willem Dafoe. Oh, well, Clinton, you love Howie Mandel. Oh, Opal said he's not very attractive. Oh. Well, let's. Willem is no Joe Frazier, Matt Acoustic. But then really, I'm serious. If there's any boxing fans and you want to know how great of a fighter Joe Frazier was, look up the Foreman-Frazier fights. I think they fought twice. I watched the first one, and I don't remember watching them as a kid, and I used to watch a lot of big fights as a kid in the early mid-70s probably. I saw the first one and was shocked how badly Frazier got beaten. And I think it was like they were playing them both in a row on ESPN one day or something. And the second one came on, and I thought, okay, well, Frazier's a great fighter. He's going to get Foreman this time. And it happens again. Foreman just comes out and pummels him. How about women? Helen Hunt, is she attractive? I mean, she's attractive. And I don't mind to diminish, but okay, if we're going to be talking looks, Helen Hunt is very normal looking, if that's okay to say. You know, she'd be walking down the street and go, hey, nice looking woman, nice smile. But she's not smoking hot. And not many, I mean, as far as men, I'd say Brad Pitt is smoking hot. And not many men can live up to that standards. But we're talking lofty standards here. You know what I mean? So we're being superficial, and I get it. Helen Hunt's a nice looking woman, but, she's no Brad Pitt. Rob Lowe, she's no Rob Lowe. You were feeling down until you see me smiling. You feel good. Well, I appreciate that. Here I have a good vibe. Good morning, somebody else. I'm going to get a little more coffee and challenge my gimbal to not drop. Seems to be working. I've had to test it a few different times. Most of the test runs have failed. We learn from failure. So when I did my test runs, they were learning opportunities for me and the gimbal. Let's just do a quick spin. I love my enthusiasm. Oh, shysters. I might get rid of this dang gimbal. Something's not right with it. Did you see that? It fixed itself. It fixed itself. but it dropped for a second, you know? I don't know, it's kind of hazy here. Why did it drop? Oh, do I know Brad Pitt's hometown? I think he's from Missouri. I don't know exactly which town, maybe. He's from Missouri, I think. Yeah, we did go for a little swim. Yeah. I, s- I struck. I struggle with a limp gimbal. I, I, won- I wonder if there's a pill I can take to fix my limp gimbal. Coach Will says he was born in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Uh, yeah, no, I thought I could fix my gimbal. Yeah, there's an app for that. Well, it was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Keep in mind that George Foreman was 6'3", Joe was only 5'10". Big weight, height, and reach difference. Of course, George whooped Joe's arse. Well, I appreciate the stat thing, but they were all heavyweights. They were all heavyweights, you know. Do I ever listen to music around my place? I actually do, Jack Taylor. I bought a little speaker. I'm not totally sure I'm satisfied with it. But either way, I most often honestly listen to spiritual music because that kind of gets my spirits up. How ironic that spiritual music would get my spirits up. Yeah, I'll play like Christian music more often than anything else. Occasionally I'll listen to some other stuff, Judas Priest or AC/DC, or Christian music. Those are the three most common played from my speaker. Yeah. How was my fourth? My fourth was great. I mean, I don't know. Was it super great? I mean, I worked all day. It was okay. I mean, it was okay considering I worked. I got out a little earlier than I'm used to. I got home at 9. Had a dinner of nachos and ice cream. And watched episode number 2 of The Chosen. And I found it interesting again. Because I've been on a spiritual journey. I go to church. I hear about Jesus and all the writers of the Bible, and I'm picturing these guys almost with angel wings floating around, you know? And this movie just makes them look like everyday people, which apparently they were. But it kind of, it's interesting. Again, Jesus is depicted and he is a man. And I guess according to Christianity, he was a man that walked the earth. He didn't float down on a cloud or something. But to see him coming over for dinner and sitting down and having dinner Seems kind of strange. So anyway, watched episode 2 of The Chosen yesterday and was laying on my futon. I brought my comforter out, had a couple pillows, and I was tired. So I thought about watching episode 3, but I knew that I wasn't gonna make it for that. So I put on some relaxing music just to unwind a little bit, and fell asleep and slept most of the night on my futon. Seagull has the stomach bug. Yeah, that's no good. I feel for you. Do I think I have a coffee addiction, Ken? No. We talk a lot about addiction. Somebody's bringing up Sir William Wallace. That's interesting. Someone else, I don't watch a lot of TV either. Again, I've only watched 2 episodes, and it's super interesting if you're kind of curious. I don't know. Everyone says it's amazing. I have only 2 episodes in, but just seeing, Paul is a normal guy that isn't holy at all, or spiritual at all, or Jesus is a guy that shows up for dinner as a rabbi. What are my thoughts on what causes addiction? Wonder how long Patrick's had a YouTube account. Patrick, how long have you had your YouTube account? In my opinion, you can be addicted to anything. Stuff that's good for you and stuff that's bad. Addiction really is just an extreme form of coping mechanism. Someone else, I kind of like that description of it. Yeah. I kind of like that. Like addiction. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How long has Patrick been around? How new is his account? Somebody look up Patrick. Mad Acoustic has a difficulty believing that someone dies and comes back to life 3 days later for one, and all the magic tricks like turning water into wine. Yeah. Well, Mad Acoustic, I understand why you'd struggle with all those thoughts. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Good morning, Andrew. How are you? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. What is your belief in meth? Do I have a belief in meth? TikTok wants me to run for president. Yeah. Hello, Mike from Ireland. How are you? How are you? What's my opinion on Walter White? I didn't really watch Breaking Bad as a series for very long. Yeah. Andrew, how long's Sexy Lady been on the channel? Can somebody look at Sexy Lady and tell me how long she's had a channel? Can somebody look at Sexy Lady? I don't know how you do it, but if you could, I bet you Sexy Lady hasn't been around very long either. Have I ever slugged somebody? Not really. Not really. I mean, as a kid, we used to get in scraps, but not as an adult. I'm not a fighter, really. I look, all right, yeah. Andrew, and how about Mackie? How long's Mackie been around? I'll bet not long. It's so interesting. See, Google account, if you've been trolling on YouTube for more than a decade, then it's okay to me. But it's interesting when you can tell somebody here that just created an account that's trying to cause trouble. Yeah. Don't know why somebody would be here just to cause trouble, but they do. Have I ever been trained in any of the martial arts? No. I mean, I played around with various things, but certainly never trained in it. What is it like, the concept of being one with God? I mean, that's such a deep question. One with God. I don't know, believing that God's all around, that things happen for a reason, that there's a purpose in life. It kind of inspires you to get better every day. Believe that God is listening or watching or smiling, hopefully. Yeah, but Righteous Monkey, it's probably not random people. But either way. Either way. I'm sounding paranoid. Oh yes, I'm sounding very paranoid. In the last 5 minutes, I've been called paranoid, condescending, and said I'm attacking people. Yeah. When will quantum computers crack Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm interested in that stuff. Maybe that's my issue. I'm just not interested in some of those questions. And I doubt many of us are curious about when quantum computers will attack whatever to Bitcoin. This is going to be anti-Christian, but I don't delve too deep in I would say I'm a bigger picture. If I'm a Christian, and I'd be scolded by this because I'm sure we're supposed to believe every word in the Bible, but I kind of view myself as a bigger picture Christian, I guess. And not one that's so worried that a stone was rolled away after 3 days or whatever, 2 days, or yeah. Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing? Oh, it feels kind of nice over here. Felt kind of warm in the sun. Feels really nice over here. There we go. But we've had a go. Oh, shoot. My phone is running low. My phone is running low. Well, let me plug you in. It's going to be a hot day today. Is it, Opal? Where do you live, Opal? I forget. Where do you live, Opal? I have an amazing following, don't I, Andrew? Tennessee, yeah. Well, I don't know. How would Genghis Khan know where Opal Bond lives? You might be right. Maybe Genghis Khan is all-knowing. But anyway. You're in Middlebury, Indiana. Google account is in New England, the greatest region in all of America. I probably should have done more traveling to New England. I bet it is pretty neat. I like history. I watch a lot of Revolutionary War documentaries. There's old buildings there. But I haven't done much traveling to the Northeast. Oh. New Hampshire's beautiful. I bet it is. I bet it is. Maybe one day I'll get that RV. I think a lot of us, I think for me, I tend to want to drive west or something because I think that's the way the pioneers went or whatever. But there's so many places east I haven't seen. Plus you could knock out a lot of states real quickly, just driving around for an afternoon. But anyway, it's Saturday morning, just after 7:30. And I poured myself a nice hot cup of coffee, and I am looking forward to my day. I kind of have an open morning ahead of me. I get to go to work later, but I can accomplish a whole bunch of things and move myself forward a little bit today as well. And I don't even know what that looks like. It might be strolling through the farmer's market. It might be working out. It might be donating plasma. It might be getting some extra rest. It might be, I don't know, laying on my couch watching TV. But hopefully it's all moving me forward a little bit. And again, I'm looking forward to taking it on, and I hope you are as well. Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. And have I considered becoming a radio host? Or no? I kind of think I am a radio host. I'm not on the radio, but I don't know how often we listen to the radio these days. I listen to Jack FM, which is a radio station here in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I don't think, I don't even think it has DJs anymore. So I think if I wanted a career in broadcasting, I think this would be the way to get it. Murray says, send my content to radio stations. They might offer me a job. I might not want a job. That's what I mean about like advice. Murray's saying I should send my content to radio stations because they might offer me a job without even asking if I want a job from a radio station. You know what I mean? I think parents do it to kids. They tell kids to go to college, get a degree, become a doctor or whatever, and they never ask the kid if the kid wants to become a doctor. Well, thank you, someone else. Yeah, no, I just think people will suggest things to people without ever, I posted a video about interviewing yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think. And I think we as society are so busy trying to force our thoughts on other people that we never ask people what they want. And we confuse sales with beating somebody over the head and talking them into something without ever finding out what their needs are, what they want, or what they're looking for, or what they're dreaming about. So we'll tell people what they should do without ever finding out what they want to do. We'll try and talk them in, like in an interview. We'll come in and I'll sit down and I'll tell the interviewer why I'd be so great at the job. Without truly trying to find out if I would be great at the job. Or truly trying to solve the interviewer's needs or wants. Or find out what they're looking for. And I'll try and make you buy this blue lighter without asking first if you need to light something on fire, if that makes sense. Or if you need to light a candle. And it's just strange to me. I think we as society look at sales wrong. And I think if we found out what people wanted or needed or dreamed of, we'd all get along better, and we'd probably be a lot better as at sales. Just tell them I want to be CEO of the company and they will hire me in a speed. I don't even know if I want to be CEO of a company. Because I'm an employee of a company and I have to answer to shareholders and, do you know what I'm saying? Murray said you'd be able to take calls on a radio show. Yeah, but then I'd have to sit in a studio. I'd have to sit in a studio and go in and punch the clock and be in a dark room doing a radio show. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Am I working now? Kind of. I mean, if you count this. Thoughts on Howard Stern? I don't have any. He must love what he does because he's done it for a long, long time. Why not take calls on my YouTube channel? I don't know. Can I take calls on my YouTube channel? Do people take calls? I mean, my thoughts on Howard Stern, he must like what he does. He's got a big audience and he's done it a long time. I have never listened to the Howard Stern show. Yeah, I mean, why would I want to take calls? Call number 9 wins a ride in the Kia Soul. Wouldn't that be a glorious prize? Howard Hughes did have many professions. Jack Taylor says that you've seen recent interviews. Yeah, no, I see him on like TikTok or Instagram or whatever, doing interviews with various musicians and actors and stuff. And I've seen little clips of it, little videos of it, but I've never like said, hey, I don't even know where I would find Howard Stern on the radio. Sirius FM. Is there still a Sirius FM? You know, I don't know. Do people still listen to the radio? Am I looking forward to the new Superman movie coming out? No, not at all. I mean, nothing. Not that I'm not. I mean, I'm not looking for. I didn't even know there was a new Superman movie coming out. That is how little I'm looking forward to it. I'm not. I haven't even seen the last bunch of Superman movies, nor any of the Batmans recently. You just came back from holiday in Istanbul. It was beautiful. I hear Turkey is lovely this time of year. Is my channel monetized? Oh yeah, it's monetized. I make huge bucks on this show. Superman was from Illinois. Yes, he was. Then he went to Metropolis. Posted a video about the building over there. Not a video, a picture of the building over there. It's the 222 building on College Avenue in Appleton, and I thought it was a super neat looking building. And there's something about it that's cool. It's very retro. It felt, I don't know, just an old classic office building. And I think some people think it's a really neat building. Some people didn't understand why I liked it at all. And I don't know what my point was. Murray says the travel YouTubers make serious money. I mean, Murray, not really. Some do. You know, I think there's all sorts of niches. And what's the guy, Mr. Beast or whatever, makes the most money, and he's not a travel YouTuber. He's a gimmick YouTuber. He fills up pools with Jell-O and has homeless people eating them. I don't know if he really does that, but he does things like that. Doesn't mean if you want to start a YouTube channel, you should fill up a pool with Jell-O and do what he does. I think, all right, and I go back on this. I think we should all discover our own paths and stop trying to imitate somebody else. I think gaming can make you a lot of money. All sorts of things can make you a lot of money. I bet there's cooking shows that do great on all sorts of social media. But that doesn't mean that I should put on a chef hat and turn my content into a cooking show. Finance YouTubers share the highest paid RPM. I think as time goes on, live streams will devolve. I don't know what that means. Would I do live preaching? Coach Arturo, I don't even know what that means. I don't preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm just a guy drinking a cup of coffee. I do it everywhere I go. I do this everywhere I go. If you know me as a human, if you're so blessed to get to know me as a human, this is just kind of who I am. I don't consider it preaching, but if somebody talks to me about a struggle, I might engage. I have thoughts on a whole lot of topics. They're my thoughts, and you might or may or may not agree with them. Jack Taylor, those tickets are going to sell out quickly. Hello, Lisa Smith. Hungry Kitty learned following things. If you want to make your YouTube channel go viral, be unique. Good video quality, good thumbnails, and good SEO. Yeah. You know, I'm not really worried about anything. I mean, there's probably one area of my life, I mean, I worry about it, or I worry a little bit about everything. I mean, I'd like to be in better shape. I'd like to lose 5 or 10 pounds. There's a couple things that are big to me that I worry about. But I'm trying to put that worry down and believe things are happening for a reason, and that despite some areas of my life that I'd say are far from perfect right now, that I'm headed in the right direction, and they're going to work out as they're supposed to. Oh, I do know exactly how to lose 5 or 10 pounds, but it's just my level of commitment to it. You know, I knew by eating the second plate of nachos or finishing the ice cream off last night, I wasn't solving it. But actually, last night doesn't matter. The key to me losing weight is not eating anything but fruit till noon today, and then eating whatever I want. Big Mayo says less than 10% of all YouTube channels are monetized. Ken's doing great on here. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I look like I'm in decent shape. I am in decent shape. I don't even want to be in great shape. You know, I work out 3 times a week, not too intensely, not too hard, but I get a jillion steps in every day. Getting monetized ain't a problem, but making big bucks on YouTube, that's a thing. Well, Hungry Kitty, how many people get monetized on YouTube? I disagree. I think more people struggle to get monetized. I think that's the hardest thing. The hardest step's the first one. Someone else says they love the show. It's like you're sitting here having a cup of coffee with a friend. I think that's my tagline. A cup of coffee with a friend. I work out to Richard Simmons tapes. I mean, only if my spandex is clean. I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. No one drinks a cup of Java like Ken. Don't change nothing. How did I struggle with not abandoning YouTube in the early months of stagnation? I mean, first of all, I think you're misusing the term stagnation. I think stagnation is when you get to a certain level and it kind of stops. I didn't really start on YouTube. I started on Facebook and built that up and said, oh, wow, I don't know, people are watching me on Facebook. And then somebody told me to go over to TikTok, and I went over to TikTok. It'll be 4 years in November, and started doing videos there and kind of built that up. And then TikTok got banned in January, so I started going on YouTube every day, and people watch me on YouTube now. And I like this channel. I think it's a more stable channel. I think something's weird with TikTok. Things change too drastically there. And 2 or 3 years ago, I'd post, 20 videos a week, and 2 would get seen a ton. But for some reason, I think they're changing the way, honestly, I think that they don't want to give money to content creators on TikTok like they used to. And I think because of that, they're limiting the number of views your videos get seen. Yeah. Andrew's concerned about the Chinese government knowing your every move on TikTok. I'm not really concerned with the Chinese government. What's the Chinese government ever done to me? I bought this couch from Walmart. I love it. I'm telling you, if anyone needs to furnish an apartment on a budget, I furnished my apartment and I think it looks beautiful, and I did it for less than $1,000. I should do a video furnishing your apartment on a budget. Shopping with Ken. Cooking with Ken. Just everything you ever want to do it with Ken. Car shopping with Ken. I enjoy car shopping. Fishing, golfing, plant shopping, watching The Chosen. Chinese president does keep tabs on my coffee consumption. There was a YouTube channel in India that made a lot of subscribers. Hold on here, let me get back to that. In India that got views over the war between India and Pakistan. You got to catch trend. I disagree, Hungry Kitty. You don't have to catch a trend. You just be yourself. You do what you do. Because if you don't do what you do, say I thought windsurfing was going to be an awesome trend, and I made 5 videos on how awesome it is to windsurf. And those 5 videos did well, and my channel grew, and I had 30,000 subscribers to my windsurfing channel. But after 2 months, I go, I don't give a damn about windsurfing. I hope I never windsurf again. What have I created? Nothing. I think you do what you do and you stay consistent at it. And I'm apparently good at drinking coffee and talking to an audience about my thoughts. And some of my thoughts are controversial, some are inspirational, some are pretty funny. Yeah. Like what you do what you like. You can't sell a channel, because if you're the star of the channel, who's going to buy it? I remember you used to donate plasma to fund your habit. I still donate plasma. I'd love a live from the plasma center. Well, that's strange. I don't think I want to do a live from the plasma center. Why are you guys talking about plasma all of a sudden? But anyway, Saturday morning, we've had a great audience. Somebody's talking about Brett Favre, had me reading their comment. I don't get it though. Did I ever have a period in life where I was afraid to talk to girls? Yeah, probably most of my life. And that's probably why I drank. I'd get drunk and I'd talk to girls, and I thought I would think I was more charming. It's really embarrassing, the concept of getting drunk to talk to girls. And I used to do that. And it just seems so strange to me that I thought I was more charming when I was drunk. It seems so uncharming right now to me. People often ask why I've been divorced twice. Probably my pursuit of women was based on alcohol. It's probably not a good start to a relationship. Yeah. But again, it's Saturday morning, and the sun is shining. The cars are starting to park outside. I get to do whatever the heck I want this morning. and work out, donate plasma, go to the farmer's market, maybe 1 or 3 of those things. I get to go to work a little later today and make some money and improve myself financially. And I'm looking forward to my day. And I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.